Thank you. Guys, Seahawks receiver DK Metcalf is known for his speed on the football field, yes, but now the wide receiver is lacing up for another team. Metcalf is slated to run the 100-meter this weekend for USA Track and Field at an event that is a precursor to the Olympic trials. So, Shannon, I got to ask you, do you give him any shot at winning here or making it?
Be nice.
No.
Be nice.
Skip, there's levels to speed, just like there's levels to anything. Football speed is one thing. Track speed is something entirely different. I'm going to be surprised if he run a 10-600 meters. I'll be shocked.
Well, that would be great.
I'll be shocked.
Okay.
Skip, these guys run, probably this maybe the first or second meter of the season. They're probably going to be somewhere around 10 flat, maybe 9.98, 10 flat, 10.1.
He's 6'4", 230.
Exactly.
Okay.
Shoe stiff.
In high school, he was a long jumper and a hurdler.
Okay. And his hurdle time was 14.8. Do you understand what that?
I do.
No.
I used to watch Herschel Walker in off seasons while he was a Dallas Cowboy running indoor meets at the 60. He would run the 60. He was probably 6'2", 220, 225.
Yes, Herschel could run, yes.
He could fly.
Yes.
Legit speed.
Yes. I've seen guys run. Sam Grady, who won the silver medal in the '84 Olympics. I've seen speed. Lorenzo Daniels, who's 1987. I've seen guys that can run. That's fast for a football player. That ain't fast for a track guy.
Well, you got to admire his guts.
No.
Even if he's delusional.
So
right?
if I get into the ring, even though I got no chance of winning, you gonna give me credit just for having guts?
I would.
No.
I
would.
If you got
Stay in
the
my
ring,
place. I know my place.
Yeah, I mean,
What you think he runs? I say he doesn't
what do
break
you think?
10.5.
Give you a number quick. All right, we're have to wait to see.
10-7,
That is it for Undisputed. I'll be watching. The Herd is on right now. Have a great day. Bay may be coming to an end, and everyone has an opinion on who shoulders the blame for a possible divorce here. While many are quick to point out Rodgers' prickly personality as the main issue here, it doesn't change the fact that Green Bay has never been ultra-aggressive in either the draft or free agency to give the three-time MVP a full array of offensive weapons to win another Super Bowl, and he's been vocal about that. So, Shannon, who is most to blame for the situation?
Oh, I'm blaming the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is not without fault. Skip, it's been reported this morning by Bob McGinn of The Athletic that Aaron Rodgers mocked Brian Gutekunst in team group chats, calling him Jerry Krause. Now, I didn't know you. You know Bob McGinn. You say he's been around the Packers for some 40 years. Yeah. So he's very knowledgeable. He's really tied in to this
organization. For those who don't remember The Last Dance, Jerry Krause was Michael Jordan's GM, and Michael despised
because him. And I guess he's calling him Jerry Krause because he believes it's about him and not them. Which Jerry Krause believed it was like, I'm doing this. Y'all really ain't doing anything. Skip, look, the whole problem, you can trace it back to a lot of things. And some people say it's about Kumaro. Some say, I've been reading reports that he got upset. They were going to re-sign Jerry Cook, and they let Jerry Cook go. And they ended up signing Martellus Bennett for more money, who ended up saying, well, I'm hurt. And then he got out of that and went to New England, won a Super Bowl, yada, yada. There are a lot of things. But I believe a lot of it can be traced back to when they fired his quarterback coach, Alex Van Pelt. I believe that started because that was the first time that I actually heard him speak out and said that he was disappointed that he was kept in the dark, that they were getting rid of him. So now you start with that. And then you come all the way to taking the quarterback in the first round, trading up. Skip, like I said, if you know somebody, Skip, if you're in a relationship, you know Ernestine got certain quirks. You try to stay away from those. Ernestine knows Skip Bayless got certain quirks. She ain't gonna come barging in the room when he watches sports. She knows that. So to keep...
I have no quirks. She has many.
No.
Go ahead.
I've been dealing with you 240 days coming on 5 years.
And I got 240 quirks.
Exactly. You've been dealing with me for 15 years, 16 probably. So, Skip, if you know that, you know a guy has a certain demeanor or a person has a certain demeanor, you're like, okay, let me try to stay out of that situation. Aaron, I know it's not popular, but we're thinking about taking a quarterback, and if one of the guys that we like is there, we're gonna take him. We might have to even trade up, but we just wanted to keep you in the loop because this is what we think about. Yeah, like I said, Skip, now I don't know how true it is, but I read that they told Andy Dalton, we're gonna select a quarterback. Skip, that's Andy Dalton. You giving Andy Dalton, the guy that just got there.
Yeah, but they paid him a good deal of money for that.
Well, how much you think they paid Aaron Rodgers over the course of the years?
I got it.
Just keep him in the loop.
Yep.
Now, Aaron hasn't handled this the best. I don't believe you should allow someone to hold your feelings hostage. Aaron has not forgiven them for all the things that the ways he feels he's been wrong.
Yep.
And this is what we know about Aaron, Skip. The little bit that we do know, as Brett Favre says, he will hold a grudge. And it doesn't seem to be letting it go. And I don't know if he's going to let it go. It's a tug of war. It's basically saying, like you said, it's like him or me.
Yep.
Do you want to be publicly? Because if you fire Gutekunst, basically you're saying, Aaron, you're in control. You're in control again. And you've done everything you possibly could to seize that control from him. Mm-hmm. That's why you took Jordan Love. That's why you hired a head coach and didn't tell him. That's why you fired his quarterback coach and didn't tell him. You wanted to seize some of the control because you felt he was getting too much of the control from your organization. And you wanted to, look, you're a player. We run the show here. It's not going to end well.
Okay.
There's enough blame to go around for everybody, Skip, but I just think the Packers, given the circumstance that you got a guy like that, you have to handle those guys with kid gloves. You just do, Skip.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's the right thing. I get it, but you just do.
Okay. I hear you, but I have a question for you.
Yes.
Obviously, both sides deserve some blame. In the end, I believe Aaron deserves far more blame than the Packers do. But here's the question. Let's do the hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say on draft night 2 years ago, as they're on the clock and they realize they have a trade in place, because you never know until it falls into your lap.
Correct.
Will that team trade with you so you can vault up into the first round to take Jordan Love? Yep, it's going to happen.
Right.
You are on the clock. It's 10 minutes that you have. So maybe 5 minutes into your 10-minute period that you have, you say, oh, my God, we got to call Aaron. If you call Aaron and he's sitting up in Malibu, kick back, what's he called, drinking his sleeves of tequila, right?
Tequila, yeah.
Okay.
He used to be on that scotch.
Scotch, okay, tequila. Okay. And you say, you tell him what? Hey, Aaron, we're about to draft your replacement. Is that
Skip,
what you do?
No, Skip.
Would he have liked that more?
No, Skip. I believe that you go into the draft, you say, Aaron, if things break our way, we're probably going to take a quarterback in the first round. We don't know definitively, but
would that soften the blow anymore?
I believe it would have.
How?
Because, Skip, you give him a heads up, he doesn't feel like he's blindsided. Skip, it's still going to hurt. It's like in a relationship. If you tell a party, I want to leave the relationship, as opposed to doing shady stuff behind the person back and they finding out. That's what happened. They went shady, and then it became public. It was TMZ caught the story and saw your significant other out with somebody else. She could have just told you. It was going to hurt the same. But at least you would have had the heads up. At least he would have had the heads up. But they didn't do that. They tried to be shady.
We're thinking about replacing you, and if it falls in our way in the draft, we're going to take your replacement. That's an awkward conversation to have with that diva.
Skip. You don't phrase it like that, Aaron. We're taking the guy that's going to replace you. Aaron, we're looking to take a quarterback in the draft. Skip, you know it's all about presentation. Skip, sometimes the food ain't even good, but they present it in such a way like, I want some of that. That look good. You just the presentation was A. The taste is an F. Skip, it's all about presentation, how you say things. Like, you presented that to me. You're like, you know what? I thought you were going to, hey, you was a good tight end. Oh, I'll take Tebow. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You were presenting it. You were presenting it. It started out good. It didn't end well.
Okay. You always warn me about context. You have to remember what the context was.
Yes.
So I'm going to remind you where we were a year ago.
Yes.
The context was not good for Aaron Rodgers 1 year ago, because less than a year ago, it was June 8th of 2020, your favorite website, Pro Football Focus.
Right.
Did a top 50 players in the NFL, and they left off your man, Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And what was their logic in doing that? You did not love it, but their logic was Rodgers has become ever more evidently part of the problem in Green Bay, and his own team spent the offseason laying plans to minimize his role in 2020 and replace him beyond that.
Right.
Rodgers finished the regular season, this is 2 years ago, as the number 9 ranked quarterback in the league by their grading system.
Still top 10.
Yep. And he was just 17th in their grading system from week 8 onwards. Okay? So my point is, I kept telling you for 5 straight years through, this is going back through 2019, for 5 straight years, his numbers had fallen in QBR and in passing completion percentage.
Right.
Completion percentage. They had gone down, 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 down. Okay, so they had gone 13-3 that year, but even you admitted it seemed to be a fraudulent 13-3, and they went